Hello, I'm Bayero Agabib. As we face the new society driven by data and information, Cyber Africa provides you a trusted platform. Here we understand how telecoms, the internet and the media are redefining our world.
Hello, Africa. Hello, Africa. Tell me how you do, Africa.
Cyber Africa, connecting Africa.
Less than a decade ago, cyber cafes were places for businesses and pleasure and even socially interact. But today, the story is different. From Lagos to Abuja, Port Harcourt to Modoguri, you hardly can find anything cyber cafe. What is responsible for this decline? In this report, we take a look at the issues, the prospects, and the regulatory framework. I am Bayero Agabib. Stay with us.
The cyber cafe business is as old as the discovery of the cyberspace. All over the world, entrepreneurs had ventured into businesses in its early days and made fortunes with it. Men and women, old and young, work into small shops or large covered spaces with money in hands looking for internet connectivity. In Nigeria, the situation is not different, as regular business centers where minor and major computer-related jobs are done quickly transformed their business to accommodate the internet business. Local internet service providers were making so much fortune, and the internet cafe operators were smiling to the banks.
It's not that as before again. And most people have their own internet and the phone in their various places, offices and at home. They really go into it when they are home. So after composing what they really want to, they come back to cafe to do whatever they want to do.
Internet cafe operators on the average get 100 to 200 users per day, depending on location. This figure had declined in the last few years. Before the internet cafe started showing signs of folding up, they were the only gateway to emerging online media. The reason for this is not far-fetched. Internet penetration since China took control of mobile phone markets has grown tremendously. The growth has exhibited an evolution in Nigerian telecom sector. All smartphones can give owners instant access to the internet with available data bundles. Most of the phones come with portable hotspots with which owners can connect different devices including laptops and tablets and enjoy internet browsing.
It really affects the business, and the business may die because technology is improving every day, and people have, apart from phones, they have their laptops at home, they have a modem. So eventually, we may not even have cyber cafes again because most people will be operating it from their houses.
Some telecommunications companies even give out bonus data to subscribers to browse the internet after each recharge of airtime. The emergence of free Wi-Fi has further increased the pressure on internet cafe as Wi-Fi now goes up in public places, further compounding the woes of internet cafe operators. The outlets are gradually returning to their original duties for typesetting and photocopying. Aside teenage SSCE and JAM candidates who walk in to check results online and passively print them, income is usually below average for internet cafe operators in this modern age.
I usually come to cyber cafe when I want to print some document which my phone cannot do. So every week I do come here every week to print out some and other stuff that my phone can't do. I usually come to cyber cafe to train myself more on the CBT JAM examination.
The challenges we have been facing is that we have less customers coming to browse. Being that most people now use their phones, to check their mails, so they hardly come to cafe, and this has really affected the business. It's only when they have to print their documents that we see them coming here to print. But coming to browse, it has really affected it. because they have their phones that they use.
This has led to the general belief among stakeholders that mobile internet killed cyber cafes in this part of the world. These cafes, who represent the Tier 3 internet service providers, relied on the Tier 2 ISPs for their internet access. The Tier 2 ISPs were kept in business because they enjoy a huge monopoly of service to the Tier 3 operators. It remained a mutual benefit as both Tier 3 and Tier 2 depended on each other to do business. Observers say a policy decision which got the Tier 1 operators involved in data dealings directly to consumers through mobile phones changed the game and put both Tier 2 and Tier 3 under pressure. Tier 2 had relied on Tier 1 for sourcing of data to its Tier 3 customers, who goes to the consumers, and the new policy means that Tier 1 now goes directly to the end users. This development left most Tier 2 players being bullied out of business by Tier 1. To remain in business, Tier 2 telecom operators recently made a call to the country's apex telecom regulating body, the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, to look into their plight.
We are co-sharing and we are co-locating. So once their site go down, we are also down. That's just go to explain in very simple terms the level of dependence that ISPs have on the big operators. The second is like this. NCC licensed the universal service providers, the global operators, unified service providers. There are no restrictions as to what they can do. So what they do is the last day is to come up and mop up the small players. One, the ISP buys a license. You have an obligation to protect him, as you do have to protect the big players. He goes to them to buy the bandwidth. He goes to them to transport it to the internet. He depends on them to co-locate, to distribute on the last mile access. So by the time you look at the chain, the chances of survival for the ISP is actually very difficult.
According to NCC, as at February 2015, Nigeria had over 83 million active phone lines with access to mobile internet on their phones. When you think about how much the device in your hands can offer in terms of internet, telephony, e-commerce, emailing, cloud storage, and social media, the consumers looked like they had made a choice.
Well, despite the rain, we just have to bring it to you like that. This is Cyber Africa for the week. Until next week when we join you again, please text us via the number on your screen, or better still, you can email bayeroagabi@gmail.com. Until then, I remain yours sincerely, Bayero Agabi. Peace.
Hello, I'm Bayero Agabi. As we face the new society driven by data and information, Cyber Africa provides you a trusted platform. Here we understand how telecoms, the internet and the media are redefining our world.
Well, hello, Africa. Well, hello, Africa. Tell me how you do, Africa.
Cyber Africa, connect